Hello students, in the last video we already discussed about amino acids, in that classification of amino acids, deuterion, isoelectric point, peptide bonds as well as polypeptide bonds. In this video I am going to discuss one more important concept about proteins. Proteins. What are proteins? See here. These are the nitrogenous compounds having several number of amino acids with molecular mass more than 10,000. Remember students, proteins are the nitrogenous compounds having several number of amino acids with molecular mass more than 10,000. These are macromolecules. Remember, these proteins are the macromolecules containing one or more chains of amino acids. A polypeptide chains are present in presence of proteins. Next, these proteins are also very important for growth and for maintaining the good health. Means these are very important in our day-to-day life. Next, classification of proteins. Classification of proteins. In presence of classification of proteins, my first point is based on molecular shape. Based on molecular shape. Students, based on the molecular shape, proteins are classified into two types. What are those? See here, fibrous proteins. Fibrous proteins and another one globular proteins. Globular proteins. Come to the first point about fibrous proteins. What are fibrous proteins? See here, when a polypeptide chains run parallelly, at the time they are held together by hydrogen as well as disulfide bonds. When a polypeptide chains run parallelly, at the time they are held together by hydrogen and disulfide bonds and gives a rod or thread or fibrous like structure. Those are referred as fibrous proteins. Remember students, very important definition point of view. When a polypeptide chains run parallelly, at the time they are held together by hydrogen and disulfide bond and forms a thread-like or rod-like structure are referred as fibrous proteins. Remember, these fibrous proteins having thread-like structure and they are insoluble in water. Remember, fibrous proteins are insoluble in water. What are the examples of fibrous proteins? Examples. Keratin. It is one of the protein. Keratin, it is present in hair. Very important. Keratin, it is one of the fibrous protein. It is present in hair. And usually it is also present in nails. Next, another one. Melanin. It is one of the protein present in skin. Next, another one, myosin and actin also. These are present in muscles. See, these are some examples for fibrous proteins. Next, another type of proteins. What are those? Globular proteins. Next point about globular proteins. Students, when the polypeptide chains are coiled around, remember in this type, what are the types of proteins? In presence of globular proteins, the polypeptide chains are coiled around and gives a spherical shape. When polypeptide chains are coiled around and gives a spherical shape. And these type of means globular proteins are soluble in water. When polypeptide chains are coiled around at the time a spherical form or spherical structure of proteins is formed. They are referred as globular proteins, and these are the proteins which are soluble in water. What are some examples for globular proteins? See here. Insulin. Insulin, it is one of the protein which maintains the sugar level in blood. Next, you know, albumin. It is one of the protein which is produced in liver. Remember, albumin, it is present in liver. And another one, hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, which carries oxygen to the blood. Yes, these are some examples for globular proteins. Next, classification of proteins based on composition. Students, based on the composition, our proteins are classified into three types. What are those? Simple proteins, conjugated proteins, and another one, derived proteins. Based on the composition, there are three types of proteins observed: simple proteins, conjugated proteins, and derived proteins. First point, what are simple proteins? See here. In this type of proteins, or simple proteins, are made with only alpha amino acids. These are the proteins which are made with only alpha amino acids. Example, egg albumin, or also called as egg white. Next, globulins. Globulin, which is also present in liver. Means what are simple proteins? These are the proteins which only made with alpha amino acids. Next, about conjugated proteins. Very important thing here. Conjugated proteins. These are also proteins made with protein and non-protein components. Protein and non-protein, like nucleic acid and phosphorus acid. Remember, what are globular proteins? These are the proteins made with protein and non-protein, like nucleic acid and phosphorus acid. Okay, example for conjugated proteins. See here, nucleic acid plus protein. Nucleic acid plus protein gives nucleoprotein. Similarly, phosphorus acid plus protein gives phosphoproteins. These are some examples for conjugated proteins. Remember, students, conjugated proteins are the proteins which made with protein and non-protein components, like nucleic acids as well as phosphorus acids. Next, about derived proteins. What are derived proteins? Remember, when the bigger proteins break down to smaller units, those are referred as derived proteins. Here, the bigger protein molecules are break down into smaller proteins. These are referred as derived proteins. Example, egg albumin. Cooked egg. Cooked egg. It is one of the very important example for derived protein. Next, move to the another concept about structure of proteins. Structure of proteins. Students, proteins are present in 4 different type of structures. What are those? See here. Primary structures. Primary structures of proteins. Secondary structures. Tertiary structures. And quaternary structure of proteins. Quaternary structures of proteins. Proteins are present in 4 different type of structures: primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure, as well as quaternary structures. First point, primary structures of proteins. Students, in presence of primary structures of proteins, the amino acids are arranged in a definite sequence. Means these type of proteins contain definite arrangement of amino acids. It is like this. Here, if glycine is present, then it contains phenylalanine or cytosine, etc. Means, in presence of primary structures, there is a definite sequence of amino acids present in a polypeptide chain. Remember, the well-definite sequence present in a polypeptide chain. And another one important point, in presence of primary structure, it contains peptide bonds. In presence of primary structures of proteins, there is a peptide bonds are present. Next, second point for secondary proteins or secondary protein structures. There are 2 types of structures. In presence of secondary structures, there are 2 types. One is alpha helix and another one beta pleated. Okay, alpha helix and beta pleated. Alpha helix structures, these consist of coiling of polypeptide chain. Coiling of polypeptide chain with hydrogen bonding. With hydrogen bonding. Remember this point. In presence of alpha helix structure, this consists of coiling of polypeptide chain with the hydrogen bonding. And in presence of beta pleated, this alpha helix structure is observed like this. Between these, there is a hydrogen bond is present. Hydrogen bond is present. But in presence of beta pleated, these beta pleated structures are appear like this. See here, there is a hydrogen bonding. Here, there is a hydrogen bonding is present. Okay, means in presence of beta pleated structure, this consists of zigzag arrangement of amino acids. It consists of zigzag arrangement of amino acids. Okay, see here students, in presence of secondary structures of proteins, there are 2 types. What are those? One is alpha helix structures and another one beta pleated structure. In presence of alpha helix structure, it consists of piling of polypeptide chains with hydrogen bonding. And in presence of beta pleated, there is a zigzag arrangement of amino acids are present with hydrogen bond. Remember students, in presence of secondary structures of proteins, there is a hydrogen bond as well as peptide bonds are present. Next, about tertiary structure of proteins. In presence of tertiary structure of proteins, these are formed when the further coiling of secondary structure of proteins. Further coiling of secondary structure of proteins gives tertiary proteins. Simply, when the further coiling of secondary proteins takes place, at that time tertiary proteins are formed. Next, tertiary proteins are observed like this. This is about the tertiary structure of proteins. Remember, in presence of tertiary structures of proteins, there is a peptide bonds, hydrogen bonds. In addition to this, there is a disulfide bonds are present with van der Waals forces. Remember, this is very important point. In presence of primary structure, this consists of peptide bonds, and in presence of secondary proteins, they contain peptide bonds as well as hydrogen bonds. But in presence of tertiary proteins, there is a peptide bonds, hydrogen bond as well as disulfide bonds present with van der Waals force. Next, about quaternary structures of proteins. Students, you know, some of the proteins are made with 2 or more polypeptide chains are called subunits. The special arrangement of these subunits with respect to one another are referred as quaternary structures of proteins. These quaternary structures of proteins are appeared like this, but the type of bonds or similar type of bonds as well as forces which are present in tertiary structures of proteins also present in presence of quaternary structures of proteins. The similar type of bonds like disulfide bond, hydrogen bond are present in presence of quaternary structures also. Means van der Waals force also appeared in presence of quaternary structures of proteins.